On the 24th of September, I published a video about the DV Beach and the erosion of, after the passing of the storm, what we know now as Hurricane Ian. And in this video, I'm going to go at various beaches around the western part of the island of Aruba, and we're going to check what's going on, if other areas are also affected. I know many of you are and have a lot of concern because you have trips coming up, or you're simply fans of the island, and we do appreciate that. We do appreciate your concern. Let's start with the Arashi Beach, which is this one, and I personally do not see much of a difference right now, except with some sargassum, but not too bad actually. I do believe it may have been cleaned up a little bit, but the water looks great and a lot of folks enjoying this afternoon. And I'm not going to take long at each beach unless it's really necessary. But if you are a fan of the Arashi Beach, you should have pretty much no issues. It looks great today. I've just arrived here at the Palm Beach. We are at the Pete's Bar or the Red Sail Pier. And I'm going to go here on the pier. Maybe we could get a better angle at the beach. And the water doesn't look all too clear, but I don't know if on this side of the Palm Beach it usually does. I do believe it doesn't. The Hyatt Regency is this one, the Playa Linda, Holiday Inn, and the Marriott Ritz-Carlton on that side. But apart from some seaweed, seagrass, not much to report. It looks fairly normal. It might be a few meters, maybe a meter or two more on this side, but nothing major. Let's take a look now at the Barcelo side. And this is where we're situated right now. And taking a look here, I do feel that here it's a little bit more inland, so like it might have gotten a little bit of erosion, but nothing too major. It's not too bad actually. And we're heading now to the Rio side. I know some folks are interested in seeing that side, so we're heading there next. Just getting here on the Rio side, but actually the DV Phoenix. And from looking at that side, it does seem like the water level is just a little bit higher than normal, but like ever so slightly. And I am going to walk briefly on this part of the beach and give you also like a brief impression wherever, if I feel like I should play. If I should fly my drone, I will, but so far I see no real reason. And here I have to say the water looks quite good, quite clear. But the sand does have some, like it's not super wide on this side right now, at least this part, but here on this other side it does look fairly good and looks very clear actually, looks very nice. I would want to get in myself, but today I cannot take the time to go swimming. And you can pretty much have an idea of the rest of the beach here at the Rio. I think it looks fine. I do believe, again, it might be a meter or two. That's about maybe 6 feet, 3 to 6 feet. A little bit more on this side. It does really look like it, but nothing really major to report apart from that. and construction going on at the St. Regis. Still far from over. So now we are heading to the Eagle Beach and we'll check that one out. I don't expect anything major either, but not sure. Each day could be different. Let's check it out. So we are now at the Eagle Beach, and as far as the beach itself, the white of it looks fine, but as you can see, definitely either some sargassum or some seaweed. And yes, there is a difference between them. I do believe this is like dried up seaweed and not sargassum, just for the sake of it. So yeah, sure, over here it's not looking like it usually does as far as the sand side, but the water and the actual getting in and swimming, it's just about as perfect as it's always been. And I know that some have mentioned or said something about a lot of waves. That was days ago. That's not the case anymore right now. I think Eagle Beach is definitely the top beach here on Aruba because of its size, because of its aqua blue waters, and it just looks, even with this, looks beautiful. And this is of course temporary. In case you do not know, this is just temporary and it will get cleaned up, and at some point I have seen like they are using some cars that are specialized for cleaning the beaches, and maybe they haven't been on this side yet, but you should have no issues here. Now looking on this side is the Manchego Beach. I know that a lot of folks love the Manchego Beach. I don't think I'm going to walk all the way there. It's quite a bit of walking, and today I am on a somewhat of a limited schedule. But just from the look here, I know the GoPro has a wide angle, but just from the look of it, it looks fine. You should have no issues, no worries. Now, in the video that I talked about and published recently, the 24th of September, I showed you this part of the beach, which, like these two palm trees that are very popular for taking photos, and the situation is still like they haven't filled up here. We are in between the DV and the Casa Del Mar, the DV being on this side. This is more or less where I stopped almost with the walk. I'm gonna give you first a view on this side. It's definitely not as bad as it was the day of the walk, and I will be doing a view from the other side, but the Casa Del Mar is here on this other side, and we're gonna walk a little bit further up. I know some folks asked me about the Aruba Beach Club, and so we're gonna check that part out now. It can be better, but it's definitely better than it was in the video that I published. So when I did the walk, actually the water was pretty much where you see it now, and now it's not as inland, it's not as, I'm gonna get my shoes wet, so I might have to take that one back. And still walk on this side of things. Oh wow. So the situation here on the Casa del Mar, I would say, is pretty much what it was a few days ago. The Matthews, of course. And this is the palapa that I took a photo of in the thumbnail of the other one. So these folks are able to sit here now but they are definitely getting their feet wet here and there. And the sand is still like, there's a lower part, there's an upper part. So this is still Casa Del Mar. You can see some folks in Palapa still very much so in the water. But there are definitely a lot of folks swimming today. So even though there are some more waves on this side, there is you could definitely swim today. So let me take a look here. Maybe this will help some of you. And folks always look at me like, why in the world am I walking with shoes on the beach? But yeah, so the Casa del Mar is still not out of the woods. And let's see on the Aruba Beach Club side. For those of you who are more accustomed to the beach, now these stones, they do help holding off the large waves and the water a little bit, break it up. And there is red flag, that means actually no swimming, but pretty much everyone is ignoring that today. So this is more of the Aruba Beach Club. And I'm going to walk up till the red flag over there, and then we'll head to the DV Beach. And in case you're just a little bit lost, we are just about to approach the Ricardo's restaurant also. And I think I am going to record, I'm going to fly the drone at the DV Beach. All right, it is a beautiful day though. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. And quite frankly, no reasons for you to even think or contemplate to cancel your trip because of my last video. Absolutely not. You're gonna have a great time in Aruba. Just got into the DV Beach now. And I am able to go on the lower side this time. But you can still see very much so, especially like here. You can see definitely very much so that it's still like not recovered all too much, but the water has retreated. Is that the word I'm looking for? The water's retreated just a little bit, even on that side. I'm gonna take the drone. I'm not gonna walk too far onto that side, but I will be flying the drone so you guys can take a better look at it. But definitely different than what it normally looks like. Usually the water is where it is more or less, but then with the top of the sands all the way on that side. I've heard that the Tamarain is also got some damage, and I've heard from some contact that I had that they got them out of the room and moved them to the DV resort because of that. And it's super hot, but it's a great day for swimming actually, but it's super, super hot. Let's check out the Tamarain before we do the drone. This is the Tamarain boardwalk. And coming here, I do not notice a whole lot, but certainly a lot of trash, a lot of seaweed, and it's not an area that I often do walks here, so those familiar with the resort could probably help me with this one, but I'm pretty sure that it's definitely got some damage, although not on the room side. The rooms look fine. Usually people do not swim on this side of things anyway, and many years ago all of these rocks were put here to protect the resort, protect the beach. I may be wrong, but I do believe that when I was a little kid, we used to be able to swim just about anywhere here. And with time, they decided to put more and more of these with the time, like with the years and the passing storms, etc. But I do remember maybe parts of this was filled with some sand on the left side, and now that sand is probably gone, so they will have to refill it if they want to keep it nice, if you will. Now let's go for the drone shots.
One, two, three, four.